allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen.
Okay, first thing on the adoption of the agenda. It is recommended that the agenda of the July 16th, 2026 regular meeting of this Board of School Trustees be approved as presented.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Approval of the minutes. It is recommended that the minutes of the June 11th, 2026 regular meeting of the Board of School Trustees be approved as presented.
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor? No spotlight this evening, so we'll move on to administrative recommendations. Claims. It is recommended that prepaid and June claims numbered 105-129 to 105-305 be approved as presented.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? On to personnel. It is recommended that Emma Wadhams be approved for hire as a full-time caregiver at the Mini Mustangs Learning Academy.
Emma is a recent 2026 graduate of Fountain Central, and as a student at Fountain Central, Emma worked in our daycare as an intern while earning high school credit, and she comes highly recommended by the daycare staff who worked with her.
Motion. Second.
All in favor? It is recommended that Michelle Collum be approved for hire as a part-time caregiver at the Mini Mustangs Learning Academy.
Michelle is also a graduate of Fountain Central, and she currently has 2 grandchildren in attendance at our elementary school, and I look forward to welcoming Michelle in that position.
Motion. Second.
All in favor? It is recommended that Cheney Patton be approved for hire as a part-time caregiver at the Mini Mustangs Learning Academy.
And it's another Fountain Central graduate. Cheney graduated from Fountain Central in 2022. She has experience working in other area daycares, and we look forward to welcoming Cheney to our staff.
Motion. Second.
All in favor? It is recommended that Amanda Strader be approved for hire as lead teacher at the Mini Mustangs Learning Academy.
Amanda holds an associate's degree in early childhood education and is currently completing her bachelor's degree in this field. She brings several years of experience, has worked in Head Start and other areas, and we're happy to have her join our team.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? It is recommended that Erica Crane be approved for hire as a teacher at Southeast Fountain Elementary School.
Mrs. Crane has previously served in the Southeast Fountain School Corporation for 16 years and is excited to return to the elementary at this point in her career. She brings elementary teaching experience, ELL and literacy endorsements, as well as knowledge of our community as a Fountain Central graduate. So we look forward to welcoming her back.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? It is recommended that the resignation from Trevor Eppert be approved.
Motion.
I'll second.
All in favor? It is recommended that the resignation from Wendy Wright be approved.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? It is recommended that the resignation from Ladd Warner be approved.
Motion. Josh, go ahead. No
Motion.
second.
All in favor? It is recommended that Lily Patton be approved for hire as a custodian.
Motion. Second.
All in favor? It is recommended that Shelby Evans be approved for hire as a custodian.
Motion. Second.
All in favor? It is recommended that Marty Taylor be approved for hire as a custodian.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? It is recommended that Kira Grimes be approved for hire as a custodian.
Motion. Second.
All in favor? It is recommended that Gregory Linderer be approved for hire as a custodian.
Motion. Second.
All in favor? Moving on to quotes and proposals. It is recommended that the quote from Nevco be approved.
The quote from NEPCO is for the scoreboards. This is coming out of insurance money, but it exceeds the $10,000 that I can assign.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? It is recommended that the quote from C&F Fabricating be approved.
This is the installation of the scoreboards, and again, it's being paid for out of insurance funds that we got after all the storm damage.
Just for clarification, those are the scoreboards at the
Baseball and softball.
and softball.
Yes.
Motion. Second.
All in favor? It is recommended that the quote from Bi-State Asphalt be approved.
This is to repair places that need throughout our parking lot. We're only going to be doing the places we need. So the quote on here covers everything if we did all of these, but it will really come in less than this because there are a few areas that we probably do not need to repair at this time.
Motion. Second.
All in favor? It is recommended that the quote from Hardcore Flooring be approved.
This is for more of the epoxy flooring at the high school.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? It is recommended that the quote from Rowing be approved.
This is for the batteries that back up and serve keep us running.
For the servers?
Yes.
Gotcha. Motion.
Second.
All in favor? It is recommended that the quote from Off-Duty Flagpoles be approved.
This will replace the flagpoles at the football field and the baseball field, both of which were damaged during storms, so this is coming out of insurance money as well.
Motion. Second.
All in favor? It is recommended that the purchase agreement for the building trades property be approved.
This property on Dewey Street is for the 26-27 build, and with your approval, then we will be closing soon, so our building trades can build another spec home.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? On to other business. It is recommended that the donation from Attica Free Methodist Church be recognized and approved.
They were generous with a $500 donation to go for Fountain Central Athletics.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? It is recommended that the updated daycare and latchkey costs be approved as presented.
The costs for employees, since it is an employee benefit, will not change this year. The costs as presented to you for communities is going with a slight increase, and that's simply because our costs are increasing, but the costs are still below average childcare costs.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? It is recommended that the 2026-2027 administrative guidelines be approved as presented.
The guidelines I update annually and review. There are very minimal changes. Mostly it has to do with like staffing title changes and things like that were just updated in the handbook. And this will be posted on our Vector platform so that every staff member has to read it and acknowledge having read it.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? It is recommended that the 2026-2027 non-certified employee handbook be approved as presented.
Just like the administrative guidelines, the changes that are in here more have to do with job title changes, things like that. That corrected a couple errors that were in there or something that was omitted last year from the year before. But this also will be loaded in the Vector platform that all employees of the district have to read and acknowledge that they have received it and read it.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? It is recommended that the board authorize administration to pursue the replacement of the school corporation's corporation vehicle, including the disposition of the current vehicle through trade-in, with the replacement purchase to be presented to the board for approval at a future meeting.
We've talked about this before, and this is one of the things that we were doing with some of our bond money. The vehicles have not been replaced in my 6 years since I've been here, and we've maintained them very well, but they're certainly showing their age now.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Discussion items.
First of all, this is going to be a first reading, and I apologize, I had my computer set up to pull it up on the screen, but it wasn't able to pull up. But I'm going to go through policy 209 of the school board policy is privacy and rights record access to public disclosure. So basically it's when we get those public records requests. There has been a number of those coming across the state, and they're coming from out of state, it's gone crazy. So this has come, the changes that I'm recommended are coming directly from the state of Indiana. This is new requirements for schools. So I'm going to tell you what's changing from our current policy. Currently, we say all requests for access to public records shall be made in person between 8 and 4 a.m. on regular business days. Now, the state requires all requests must come through an electronic portal located on the school website, and it's already on there because that is a requirement. On the About Us tab under Corporation Office is where it's found. So instead of forms provided by the corporation, now the policy will say forms on the website portal. Also, from the state, I've added at the end, and this comes directly from the new state law, prioritization of requests will prioritize requests from Indiana residents and those submitted for civic, journalistic, academic, or personal use. Out of state and automated requests may be deprioritized, and we can charge a fee for those. Data scraping, phishing, and cybersecurity risks. The corporation will deny requests suspected of data scraping, phishing, or cybersecurity risks. Any denials such as those will be reported to the Office of Public Access Counselor, OPAC, within 7 days of receipt of the suspect request. The district will also report fulfilled requests suspected of automation or phishing. If it's a litigation-related request, the district may deny those requests if they duplicate discovery requests that were already made by parties in ongoing legislation. So these changes that I'm recommending come directly from House Enrolled Act 1360, and so we need to get these. This is the first reading of these changes, and as I said, it's just taking our existing policy and incorporating what the new law says we have to do. So this new policy, or first reading of the policy, I will make sure that our IT department posts it online if anyone wants to look at it. And then next month you'll be asked to vote to officially approve it. But as I said, this is a House Enrolled Act, so even if we don't have the policy, we still have to do these things. And it also, along with this, now it adds new, besides state reporting I said for phishing, there's also ongoing state reporting that I have to do now that's new for the state because of, as I said, there have been a number of FOIA requests. And I can personally say that in the last year, I have probably gotten more FOIA requests than I have in all my years, both here and elsewhere. When I get those things, it's just been inundated, and that's why the state is looking into it, because it's not just here, it's
Everywhere.
The next thing I have to share, pursuant to Indiana Code 20-28-9-26, school corporations are required to establish a minimum teacher salary of $45,000 for each full-time teacher. I received a letter from the state to serve as notice that data submitted to the Indiana Education Employment Relations Board shows that the minimum salary of a full-time teacher at Southeast Fountain School Corporation was $43,000 during the 2025-26 fiscal year. Thus, the minimum teacher salary requirement was not met for 25-26 fiscal year. Because of that, I have to publicly acknowledge in a board meeting, which I've just done, receipt of this notice. It has to be entered into our official minutes for the meeting, which it will be, and within 30 days this notice has to be published on the corporation website. And all of that will be done. But I do want to add, last year when we went into contract negotiations, the proposal that we made did start with minimum teacher salary of $45,000, but the teachers union did not accept that proposal, and they made a counter proposal, whereas we started at $43,000, but we had a 2-year contract, and this year it will get to $45,000, but that enabled them, with their proposal, the money that we had available for those raises, it spread that out so people with more experience also got nicer raises, not just those beginning teachers that we had to catch up to 45. So it wasn't that the district purposely did not go with this. It was a negotiated thing led by the teachers union, but they will get the minimum salary this year.
So starting with the first pay of this school
For
year,
the
that everyone will be at
26-27,
45.
yes. We did, this isn't part of this, but last year we also had to start paying extra if they have the literacy endorsement. We were able to do that. It's not a one-time stipend, so if a first-year teacher comes in with no experience but has that literacy endorsement, they would start at $45,250 because they always get that much more. And what the top of our scale says, someone at the top with a master's is at $70,000, but if they have that literacy endorsement, they'll have $70,250 because you'll always have to give a higher amount for that endorsement as well. That was last year's law.
And we won't have to do negotiations this year, so we'll be
It
able to
was a
start.
2-year.
It was a 2-year contract, so currently, teachers are still receiving paychecks from last year. Their payroll from the 25-26 goes through the August 5th payroll, so on the August 20th payroll is when
Start their new year.
the next salary increase goes in. And then, other statements from the superintendent, I just would like to say, welcome to Lori Grubbs, our newest board member, who was chosen to replace Tyler Bowling. Lori has been sworn in, and this is the first official night that she's sitting at the board table, and we're happy to have you here. I also want to say many of the staff members will start returning in the next couple weeks. School registration will be opening during the last week of July. So I hope anyone that's watching at home or listening at home, make sure you watch for those days when registration opens, and tell others. We take out of district students too. There's an application process, not out of state. We're close to the Illinois border. We cannot take out of state students, but if they live in Indiana, feel free to apply to come to our school.
Any statements or questions from the public? Any statements from the board?
I'll say welcome, Lori. Look forward to working with you.
Welcome, Lori.
Same.
Glad you,
And then, welcome to all the new teachers and staff we're gonna have this year. Glad you guys became part of our team. And, welcome to Evan Morgan, who's officially started his new AD job this month, so. Looking forward to a great school year.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Dr. Grimes, on the bus, you had bus inspection report,
I'm
because
so
I think
sorry.
that's a good thing.
Thank you for catching that. I did want to share our bus inspection report. Each year, the Department of Transportation comes out and inspects our buses and notes anything that our mechanic has to work on and fix before we can do it. Worst case, they can take a bus out of service if need be, but I am happy to report that every single bus that we have passed inspections. Our mechanic is doing a fabulous job, and I'm gonna brag on him a little bit because he also does some contract work for some other districts, and all of their buses passed inspection too. So kudos to Kevin Whitaker and Angie Doherty. They have done a great job to make sure that our buses are maintained, so we have safe passage for our students to and from school every day.
That's awesome.
nothing else, we'll move on to document signing, which I think we've mostly gotten taken care of. And then on to adjournment.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
I got 6:54.